Aloha from beautiful North Shore of Oahu in Hawaii. My name is Veronica. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be focusing on strength and stability yoga flow. And this is Reef who will be assisting us today. Let's take a full breath in, stretching your arms up. Exhale, releasing your hands through your heart space. Another deep breath in, rise up. Exhale, release those hands down. One more inhale, let's stretch up. Exhale, release and let go. Let's take a moment to relax the spine, adding some circles for your torso. You can go back and forth or draw full circles each direction. And then let's gradually stretch the arms up over the head again. Taking a moment here just to stretch the arms up overhead. And then releasing your hands, almost for cactus arms. I'm just going to transition here so I can demonstrate better. Let's stretch the arms up, inhale, right hand drops down towards the back. And then you windmill over the knees, all the way across to the opposite side, lean back. Lift your hips, activate the spine. And then transition, reversing back to where we started. And then we keep flowing through this fun, I would say like a rainbow flow. As we're creating a little rainbow shape with the arms, with the fingers. You can try and lean further back each time, pushing those hips further forward. Noticing your low back, noticing that compression, but also pay attention to the front of your hips as well as your quads. They might get a little tired after a while. Alright, let's drop into a child's pose. You can wrap your arms around, or you can fully extend your arms forward. Toes together, knees can be slightly wide, and just take a moment to breathe here. Recenter if your heart rate went up a little bit. Adjust your legs if needed, making sure you have space to relax into your heart space. And then let's bring the hands together, getting a bit of a tricep stretch. So you're dropping your palms towards your shoulders and really dropping into the heart space, into your chest, melting towards the ground. Thanks, Reef, for helping. Alright, let's release those hands. Stretch a little bit more forward, walk those fingers away from your body, and then rising up. Alright, let's slowly transition into tabletop, wrists below shoulders, knees below your hips. We'll focus on some stabilizing, strengthening exercises. Starting with the shoulders, basically dropping down and pressing up. Ideally not bending your elbows too much, so you're really working that movement from your shoulders. And then let's tuck the toes under. We're going to lift the knees off of the ground slightly, just to engage your core. Hold it, and then dropping the knees down. You're going to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, arch, release your low back into that cat pose. Then we do it again. So tuck the toes, lift your knees slightly off of the ground, and maybe lift your left foot even to add some extra spice to this. Alright, dropping that right foot down, releasing your toes, breath in, breath out, cat pose. Let's do the opposite side, so tucking your toes, hovering your knees above the ground, and then maybe lifting your left foot off as well. Hold it, keep your tailbone tucked under, core nice and strong. Drop your feet down, drop the knees, take a breath in. Exhale, release that back, arching in your cat pose. Okay, let's rise up into kneeling. Take a breath in, stretch your arms up. Exhale, release the hands behind your back, interlacing your fingers, and then pulling the shoulders backwards, opening your heart space. Let's lower down as you exhale. You can drop your head towards your knees or the ground, trying to bring your arms over the head, but noticing the shoulders. Keep squeezing your shoulder blades together and pulling the shoulders away from your ears. Let's slowly release, breath in, stretch the arms up again overhead. Exhale, release cactus arms. And then let's lift back into a tabletop. Alright, let's tuck the toes under, hover your knees above the ground. And then as you inhale, you're going to lift your hips up, gradually press into a first down dog of the day. So make sure to pedal your feet or add any little adjustments, wiggles to get yourself nice and settled into the pose. Make sure to aim for the anterior tilt of your pelvis, so pointing your pelvis basically up towards the sky. That way we getting a nice length and flat back. Alright, maybe bending the knees, really pressing your belly towards your thighs. Nice active arms, nice active shoulders. Let's give it one more deep breath in. As you exhale, bending your knees, let's transition to the top of the mat. As you inhale, let's lift up halfway. Make sure to glide the shoulders back. You can even use your hand to check that your back is nice and flat. As you exhale, hug your legs, forward fold. And then breath in, let's lift up halfway again. Exhale, let's lower back down, hug your legs. You still want to keep the anterior tilt of your pelvis, so pointing it up to the sky. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's fold over again. Hug your knees, hug your legs. And we'll do one more last one, lifting up halfway. Flat back. Hopefully it's becoming a little easier. Exhale, let's fold forward. And then finally, we're going to release that lumbar area of our spine, that low back, in a ragdoll. You can leave your arms hanging. You can grab the opposite elbows. The halfway lift exercises we just did, we're working the low back, strengthening the low back, but also the hamstring. So now we're giving it nice release to avoid any tension building up. So make sure you're fully relaxing over your legs. And then as you inhale, gradually rolling your way up to standing, rolling out your shoulders, maybe shaking off your feet, whatever you need to do to get nice and comfortable in your standing position. Then bringing your hands to your heart space, let's take a breath in, stretch the arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs, hug yourself in, our halfway lift, and then we step the right leg back. Pausing here for a moment, then following by your left. Going through a first vinyasa, exhale, dropping down. Inhale, rise up, upward facing dog. Exhale, transition all the way back into a downward facing dog. Please note that you can do these vinyasa flows with your knees down on the ground, or you keep the knees off for a more challenging variation. Let's give it another deep breath in. Deep breath out, press your tailbone back, keep that tilt. Inhale, let's stretch the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring it in, and then plant it down between your hands. We're then going to follow with the left foot, stepping to the top of the mat, bringing our body weight up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. And then with inhale, you're going to rise and stretch up to standing. You can even gaze up. Exhale, hands to your heart space. Another deep breath in, stretching, rising your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up halfway. Knees soft, hands down, left foot takes a step back first, followed by the right leg, right foot backwards into a plank. Exhale, drop down, make sure your elbows are close to the body, shoulders back. Inhale, upward facing dog, same way, shoulders pulling back. And then exhale, gradually transitioning into your downward facing dog. Take a full centering breath in. Full breath out. Let's give it another smooth inhale, stretching your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring it in between your hands, drop it down. Take a moment here, and then your right foot's going to follow all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. And then let's stretch up and rise into standing as you inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart space. Alright, inhale, stretching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into a halfway lift. then we're going to drop the hands down, bend your knees, hopping or stepping to the plank, flowing through our vinyasa, and then eventually pressing back into a downward facing dog. Also, something to note, if you wish to skip these vinyasa, these chaturangas altogether, you totally can just press into a downward facing dog instead of going through the flow sequence. Remember, it's your practice after all. I appreciate you being here with me, but feel free to customize. Inhale, let's stretch the right leg up. Bring it in, plant it down. We are going to rise up into Warrior One, so back foot 45 degrees, left hip forward. Inhale, rise up. Take a moment to check your hips. They should be in one line, so both hips facing the top of your mat, equally facing the top of your mat. Taking a full breath in. As you exhale, release the hands along the sides of your body, almost like you want to fly a little bit. You can release the back foot coming on top of the tiptoes. And then we step and lean forward into a Warrior Three. Imagine you squeezing your thighs together. That can help stabilize. And then let's release the foot back down, rising into a high lunge. As you exhale, you release your hands all the way to the ground. And we stretch the right foot back up into a downward facing dog, and then dropping into an upward facing dog, a little flow for the spine, and then back into down dog. Alright, let's do opposite side. So left leg goes up, bring it in, plant it down between the hands. Back foot 45 degrees, hips nice and square, so facing top of the mat. Inhale, rising, nice strong Warrior One. Take a deep breath in. See if you can drop lower into the hips and make sure your front knee is above the ankle. Let's lean the upper body forward over the left leg, and then getting ready to press and hop into a Warrior Three. Squeezing the thighs, stretching your fingers forward, heel back, and then dropping that back foot down, releasing the hands for cactus arms, and then transitioning through the free legged down dog. Release your left foot down, and then let's do that little spinal wave as you drop into upward facing dog, and exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. Taking a centering deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's give it another inhale, looking forward, knees soft, hopping, stepping, anyway, transitioning to the top of your mat. And then inhale, let's stretch up to rising, standing position, hands to your heart space. And release your hands, maybe roll out the shoulders. Any additional adjustments to get comfortable in your standing posture. We'll go through a sequence of balancing. So standing on your left foot, you're going to bring the right knee in. Give that right ankle some stretches, a little bit of love. And then let's bring the right foot around. You can use your right hand to get a grip of the outer edge of your foot. Squeeze it for a moment towards your sit bones, hips forward, and then stretching your left arm up overhead, transitioning into a dancer pose. Just like in the poses before, if you keep squeezing your thighs together, it can help stabilize the posture. Making sure your right shoulder is open. See if you can kick your leg up higher, lean lower. And then let's release, still working with that right knee. We're going to bring it in and then fly it back into a Warrior Three. Hold it and then drop your right foot down, high lunge. Or Warrior One, your choice. Let's drop the hands down, sending your left foot back, and we flow for a vinyasa. Exhale, press down. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a full breath in, full breath out. Let's take another inhale, sending your right leg up. Exhale, bring it in, plant it down, find your balance. And then stepping your left foot forward, lift up halfway as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Breath in, stretch up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart space. We'll repeat the same on the opposite side. So make sure your right foot is nice and firm on the ground, nice and steady, and then your left knee comes up. Give that knee a little squeeze, maybe a few circles for your left ankle. Taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. And then let's start to bring the left foot around, using your left hand grabbing the outer edge of your left foot. Give it a little squeeze to begin with, so heel towards your sit bones, hips forward. Let's transition into a dancer pose, so left hand holds the left foot and then right arm stretches up. And then as you exhale, you lean over, you lean forward, and you keep kicking your left foot, your left heel up to the sky. Make sure your left shoulder is nice and open as well. And then let's slowly come out, bringing the left knee in, and then sending the leg back, flying into your warrior three. And eventually planting that left foot down towards the back of your mat, 45 degrees or high lunge for a brief moment. Take a breath in, exhale, hands down, and we're going to step back and flow into a vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a full breath in, full slow breath out. Let's give it one more inhale, exhale, and then breath in, your left leg goes up. Exhale, bring it in, plant it down between your hands. And then let's step both feet to the top. Inhalation brings you up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart space. Take another deep breath in, deep breath out. Maybe closing the eyes for a moment, feeling your feet against the ground. Inhale, let's bring the arms up again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhalation, halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to hop or step both feet back and flow through a vinyasa. So chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Inhale, let's stretch the right leg up, bring it in, plant your foot down. Find your balance. Inhale, rising up, high lunge. Exhale, drop into your hips. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, releasing the arms, leaning forward. Once again, rising into our warrior three. Hopefully it's becoming a little easier. And then dropping your back foot down, rising into high lunge. Exhale, releasing your hands to the ground. Front foot steps around and back. And we flow for yet another nice strong vinyasa. Gradually transitioning back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot goes up. Exhale, bring it in and plant it down. Find your balance. Stabilize your pelvis, your core. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. As you exhale, release your hands, lean forward, get ready to fly. And then rising to the front of your leg, transitioning into a beautiful strong warrior three. Exhale, right foot releases to the ground, warrior one or high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the mat, and then we step the left foot around, going through our vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Actively keep pressing into your hands, hands against the ground. You can even slightly tilt your toes in, your heels out for a nicer engagement for your hamstring. And then let's finally drop those knees down. Take a little breather. In a child's pose, you can rest the shoulders, so let those elbows rest as well. Becoming nice and passive in this pose. Letting your tailbone be heavy. If you have the need, you can do some wiggles, some gentle movement, maybe hips from side to side. But really just focus on letting go and taking a little break in here. Alright, let's slowly rise up into a kneeling position. Nice and slow, taking your time and eventually pressing back into downward facing dog. We will practice what's called a jump through. So we're going to bring the legs between the hands to finally sit down. So bending the knees, basically hopping the legs in between your arms, transitioning into a seated position. Let's work the core a little bit. So leaning back, lifting those legs off of the mat into a boat pose. Staying nice and strong with this. Remember to breathe. If your body's shaking, it's working. So let it shake. Take another deep breath in. We're going to drop the feet, the hands down. And then briefly press the hips off of the ground. And then dropping back down. And then coming back into the boat pose. We'll repeat this cycle a few times. Remember to breathe, nice strong core. Another inhale. Exhale, hands down. Breathe. Lift off the sit bones off of your mat. And then back into our last boat pose. Hold it nice and strong. Use your hands if you need to support your low back. And then releasing everything down. Brief lift of those hips. And we are all done with those, my friends. So give your legs a little hug. You can curl yourself in. Just acknowledging all your hard work. Always make sure to give your body some love, some attention back when you can. Alright, our next pose will be butterfly. So soles of your feet touching, letting your knees open and fall out to the sides. Notice your spine, see if you can find some length. And then as you exhale, leaning forward. We'll do a little bit of a flow here. So inhale, you stretch up. Exhale, just forward, lean over. Inhale, up. Exhale, over. It's almost like a cat and cow from your butterfly pose. And then eventually you can just pull yourself and lean in towards your feet. So trying to keep the spine slightly engaged. And you can even use your elbows to try and push your knees further away. So take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, allow yourself to completely melt over your feet. You can drop onto the forearms, drop the shoulders, drop your head. Full release at the back of your spine. Notice your breath. Take another deep breath in. And slowly start to rise up. And then use your hands, help those legs out, bring the knees together, and give yourself another squeeze, another hug. And let's extend those legs fully in front of us. You can pull those bum cheeks, pull this cushioning out of the way just to make sure your sit bones are firmly on the ground. Hands along the hips, gently pressing so you're engaging in a long, active spine. Feet flexed. Feel your hamstrings. Take a breath in. Let's stretch the arms up. As you exhale, lean over your legs. You can get a hold of your feet, your shins, or whatever you can reach. And pull yourself a little bit closer towards your thighs. I want you to avoid bending your knees and getting your head closer to the knees. I want you to keep your legs straight. So we're working the hamstrings. You're working the muscles. Once you bend your knees, the muscles are not really doing the work, but the tendons are, which is not necessarily what we want. So the golden rule here is keep your legs straight and maybe not bending as low. As long as you're feeling the stretch, you are doing it perfectly right. We're going to hang out here for a few breaths. Keep pulling yourself forward. It's almost like you want to reach your chest, your heart space towards your feet, rather than the head towards your knees. That way we're not only stretching the hamstrings, but also the back. Let's give another breath in. As you exhale, leaning closer towards your thighs. So know that we're looking for some discomfort, right? So you can pull yourself a little bit, but being aware of what your body can do and what is a little too much. All right, let's twist towards the right side. So use your left hand and grab the outside edge of your foot. And then you open your right arm along the shoulder, gazing towards your right hand for a little twist. Know that we're aiming to keep the right leg straight, but if there is a micro bend, it's okay. Let's come to face the front, so both hands on your foot, and then releasing those hands very slowly, releasing your leg down to the ground. Opposite side, so twisting to the left, right hand on the outside of your left foot, and then lifting that leg up. Twisting, looking back towards your left hand that's extended along the shoulder. See if you can go taller into the spine, and then facing the front briefly. Release your hands. Slow release of your left foot. Okay, hands behind the back. We're going to press the hips up, so get ready. Open the chest, and then press your hips up. Your feet do not need to touch the ground, but keep them together ideally. And then releasing the hips back down to the ground. Feel free to circle out or shake out your wrists if that was intense. Alright, let's wrap those arms around your knees, around your legs. Give yourself yet another hug. Supporting yourself, supporting your body. And then we're going to gradually lower down. Alright, once you're in a reclined position, you're going to bring your knees towards your chest. Give them another squeeze, but adding some rocking, some swaying. Whatever works for you. You can lift your head towards your knees, curl yourself into a little bubble. And we're going to work the core and obliques for a little bit. So arms along the shoulders. Palms can actually be down, and then we'll lower the knees to the right. Just hovering above the ground and then switching across to the opposite side. Try and keep your knees above the hips as you transition through these stretches. Keeping your shoulders firmly on the ground. You just keep going to the right, hovering about an inch or few above the ground, transitioning across to the left. Then we'll keep on going, don't forget your breath. Notice your core, notice your back, and then let's drop the knees all the way to the right side, all the way to the ground, turning your gaze away from your knees. And you can adjust your twist in any way you would like. You can stretch the bottom leg out, or you can bring your knees closer towards your chest, towards your head for a deeper twist. Alright, slowly coming out of here. Same on to the opposite side, so dropping your knees to the left, gaze to the right. As before, adjust your knees, adjust your pose according to your preference. You can even use the left hand to push your right knee closer to the ground. Make sure to relax your shoulders, relax the legs, softening to the spine. And then gradually let's make our way out of here. We are approaching the end of our time together, the end of our practice. So let's give ourselves one more loving hug. Some rocking, some swaying. And then gradually you can drop your feet down, extend your feet fully, maybe stretching your arms overhead, activating your body one last time before you drop into a Shavasana. Make sure your feet are wider than your hips, arms along the sides of your body, palms facing up. You can try and flatten your shoulder blades against the ground, gently tuck the chin under. And then make sure your body is nice and comfortable, closing your eyes, noticing your breath. Let's give it a full, slow breath in. Slow, smooth exhale out. 2 more. Slow, smooth inhale. Slow, smooth exhale. Let's do 1 more, just like that, fully breathing in, fully breathing out. You can now let go of the breath, let it naturally flow in and out. Noticing your body instead. Make sure you're not holding any tension in your temples, your jaw. Easing out any frown from your forehead. Melting your shoulders away and into the ground. Same for your hips. And imagine almost like a wave rolling through your body from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes, and just allowing your body to ease and soften. There is no tension, no tightness within your body right now. Your body almost feels lightweight, knowing that there is absolutely nothing you need to do and think about right now. There's absolutely nowhere you need to go. This is our, let's say, variation of doing right now. Enjoying stillness, enjoying presence, enjoying just being as you are. And then we can notice the breath again. Maybe start to wiggle and move your body gently. Once you're ready, you can even stretch your arms overhead. Give yourself a nice little wake-up stretch. And then transitioning, rolling over to either side of your body to rest in a fetus position for a little bit. Just to give yourself some time to transition from Shavasana back to continue with your day. And then once you're ready, you can gradually rise your way up to a seated position. We'll wrap up the class with a little reflection. It also goes into the theme of Thanksgiving. So I want you to look back on your day or your morning and search for at least one thing you can be grateful for today. For your next inhale, let's stretch the arms up. Exhale, release them, free your heart space, and then wrap your hands against each other, creating some warmth, feeling your energy. And then you can just hover the hands over your face, feeling that warmth, that tingling, and then using that energy, that friction, to bring some love back into your body, rubbing your shoulders, maybe placing your hands over your heart space, or wrapping your legs, your low back, any body part that is needing some extra attention. And then let's give ourselves that one last hug for the day. And don't forget to also thank yourself for showing up, putting in the work and effort. I also thank you for joining me today. Thank you so much for your time and for your trust. I truly hope you enjoyed today's class. Please make sure to subscribe, hit that bell button, and of course tune in for more yoga classes with me. I appreciate you all so much. Mahalo, and I'll see you soon.